what you're saying to us today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Who is right? You know, I've been in business since I was 11. I started with a lawnmower service. I didn't know what it was called back then, but my dad told me once that if I was to, he would give me allowance. We had to, keep our yard, our own yard clean, our own house clean, take out the trash, that kind of stuff. We got an allowance. And so I wanted these, remember Converses?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted a pair of Converses. And I already had whatever the latest shoe was, but there was this new color that had just come out, and I wanted those. And he says, well, if you want those, you got to go out and do something and earn it. And so I was too young to get a real job. And so I knew how to cut lawns, I knew how to edge lawns. And so I went through the neighborhood, went door to door, and it was $5 to cut the front, $5 to cut the back, and $1 to edge. And I would come back every 2 weeks. I had other clients, give enough money to buy my shoes, and do some other things. And that inspired me to go in business for myself. And so from there, I've owned nightclubs, I've owned a small chain of music stores. I'm an entrepreneur. I've had a clothing line. I've worked in, I've had an entertainment company where we develop artists and that kind of stuff, which is what I still do. And so we help people start their own record labels and take them to the recording studio, record them and manage them and so forth. And I'm out there. My dad was, at the time, back in the 70s, one of the highest paid African Americans for Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Los Angeles. And he used to always tell me, get a real job, retire, get your 401k plan, and so you can live the rest of your life. And so, secure, get to go watch, put all your energy into the man, which was the corporate America, and they'll take care of you. Well, he ended up training his replacement. He had been with them for about 15 years, had to be 20 years in to get your retirement, so he was 5 years short from getting his retirement, and he could not find a good paying job after that. He was educated, it was just real difficult. So when I saw that, I'm like, look, I'm going to trust and rely on me, that if I fail, it's because of me. If I succeed, it's because of me. Industries may change, whatever, but I can always change with the industry based upon what it was. So I've shown you guys before, some of you, I'm an author as well. I've written some books. I brought a couple of business books because I figured this is a business class tonight, so I figured to show that. I have a structural business book. I also have an e-book on internet business. I also wrote a book on marketing. This goes in the beginning of internet marketing as well. I do internet broadcasting. We're streaming live right now, so I brought my little webcam so that way we can kind of show you that. I do internet broadcasting. I have 2 internet radio stations and a TV station right now. And I'll be launching another 2 more TV stations the first of the year. And then I also do sound and lighting and video. So I wrote a book on how to do church sound, because I primarily work in the churches. So I wrote a manual because I'll get hired to go in all these churches and set up sound systems and train staff. And so I developed a manual to train people on how to do so. So that's my little background. I earned my doctorate in business development. My undergrad was in business development, and my doctorate was in church development. So I took what I learned in doing business and brought it over to the church to do the same thing. So I plant churches, work with pastors and so forth, and oversee pastors. And I'm also a presiding bishop on organizational churches that I oversee. And anyway, that's enough of me. So let's go on. All right, the objective of our course is to first start through ownership. And the reason I'm doing that, how many of us have a federal jacket? How many of us have a bunch of misdemeanors? Cool, that's awesome. Some of us got bad credit. Some of us have a child support issue. How many of us have IRS issues? Well, one of the things we're going to do in this course is teach you how to overcome that. You know that through a business and through a corporation, which we'll get into more details another time, that you can buy your own, you can buy your cars, you can buy your trains, planes, automobiles, houses, whatever, through your corporation, through your business. You can have a checking account, add a child support issue, and they were able to get my personal account, but they could never touch my business account. And so I was able to use my business account to pay back my child support issue. Because if I can parlay my money and have the money to do it, the strategy is I can build up my cheese, that I can be safe and not have to worry about the IRS or anybody getting it, because a corporation is its own entity. And we'll go into more details about that later. But it's powerful and it's awesome because it allows you to give yourself a fresh start. So through business ownership, that's one of the ways that I see that I've been helping people to get a fresh start, because without it, then the system gets you. Once they get you, it's hard to get out. Because they keep always, I remember every time before I got my business account, every time I save a little bit of money to try to do something, they come snatch it all, right? Sounds like failure, right? And so once I got the corporation, they could not touch the corporation because, again, it's its own entity. And so we'll get into more details later. Opportunities and a stepping stone to wealth. How many want to be wealthy? All right. How many want to be well off enough that you don't have to worry? That's most of us, right? Because most of us in America, which we'll find in a second when we go through our presentation, that most of us are a paycheck away from being homeless. Us going through our program, most of us are even a little bit farther off because we're part of the program and trying to get ourselves started over again. So our goal is to show you those steps, the practical steps, that you rebuild your life, and that you make as much money as you want to. And through this training, you'll learn to dress for success, whatever that means. You'll learn how to interview and talk, because what happens is we'll show you, if you decide to build a regular business, besides what we're getting ready to show you, then there's someday you might want to go for a loan. What application for a loan, a business plan, and all those things that you need, we're going to help you do. So that way, even if you leave here, you'll have those skills that you can take with you. It's very important, because if you're ever going to go for a loan for a home, I'm going to buy some property someday. I don't already have some. Right, most of us do. But there's an application, and there's a loan process, and you have to be credit worthy. And so through our program, we'll be able to show you how to rebuild your credit as well, because that's important to you. Because like me, my credit was jacked up. It's something that still kind of is, because I got a couple issues I'm still working on. But my corporation allows me to have the freedom to start building my cheese, build my business, build my life, buy property, do the things I want to do, and then use that money as a stepping stone to be able to create wealth. And then breaking the cycle. A lot of us, unfortunately, have made some bad decisions. And so through this business course, just like what we do on Tuesdays, our business course will show you how to change your mindset. Most of us are consumers. And because we're consumers, we don't save any money. So we're going to teach you how to save money, because in order to be wealthy, in order to be successful, to have money to be able to provide for your children and your children's children, that means you got to put some money away. And so we're going to go through teaching you how to manage your money. All right. Do you know, you may know, the jobs are gone in the USA. Very few well-paying jobs are still here. Most of them are moving overseas, and entry-level jobs are going away as well. An entry-level job that requires, a lot of it today, requires a 3 to 5 year experience in that job for an entry-level job. So that makes it even harder. So us just getting just a fresh start, it makes it very more so difficult, because young men that are coming out, young men and young women are graduating from college, they have a 4-year degree, they can't even get a decent paying job anymore, because now we're all competing with each other. So one of the best ways, yes sir?
My daughter has a master's degree. She's working in stocking shelves.
Right. I got friends that are working for, out in San Bernardino, they have the Amazon warehouse. They're working at Amazon warehouse because they got a degree but can't get a job. So jobs are going away. Want you to watch this?
You made a comment that this last jail stint you did, you compared it to a slave warehouse.
Yeah, that's what a jail is. It's a slave warehouse.
Okay, explain that.
It's a warehouse for slaves. It's exactly what it is. Most of the people that are inmates down there brought it on themselves. 97.5% of the people in American penitentiaries pled guilty and 85% confessed. Less than 3% of those who were in the jails got found guilty at trial. So most of what's down there is just cannibalistic behavior by people who have inefficient training, lack of training, no education, no goals, no upbringing, no home training. And it's a function of the system now to get rid of surplus labor. Labor is a commodity like wheat, corn, cotton, rye, beef, pork, poultry. And when you get a glut, the prices drop. They don't want a Timothy McVeigh to come up again and blow up another Oklahoma City courthouse. So they do three things to control the commodity glut. One, you cut back production. Two, subsidize the would-be producer. And three, restore the surplus. In this case, the surplus is in the jail cell instead of a grain silo. The subsidy is the welfare check. And when the kids bang out, drug out, drop out, develop inappropriate attitudes, outlooks, get pregnant too early, too often, and have no education or training and have nothing that makes them viable for the job market, they soon turn to criminal activity. They get a felony conviction. They can no longer vote, and they're permanently unemployable. So you've taken them out of the job market, so Archie Bunker is not going to get too badly upset because he still has some kind of job, no, not the one that he grew up expecting. So it's a vicious cycle, and we don't have anything in place in this country to address it. We don't even have any legislation in place in the recent decade to put people back to work after what is in actuality almost a depression. So it's getting pretty bad, and when the country has a lot of stress as it does now, guess who's the first to be scapegoated, even if only vicariously?
Right, the poor people.
Poor people, particularly readily identifiable poor people. That's driving that engine that has produced Black Lives Matter. You see, there's stress out there, and some of the things we do puts us in a position where we become easy targets for this kind of thing.
So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Anything out of that?
The government don't care about it.
The government don't care about you, and you as a minority, you're included in that. You're included in that. If you don't have a college education, if you don't own your own business, they don't care about you. You're a commodity. They want to put you in jail where they can make some money off of you. And when they get you into the system, they got you. So my goal, and one of the things that he said was that there's nothing in place to help people. And that's why I played the video, because we do. It's through entrepreneurship. It's through you owning your own business, that you being your own boss. The Bible says be the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, right? To be the lender and not the lendee. So having gives you the ability, it gives you the ability to help other people, to help your family, and not have to worry about where the paycheck coming from. If you were to, most of us, if we were to get sick today, we'd be in trouble. We were dying today, we don't have life insurance, leave a bill. So our goal is to help you to leave a generational wealth for your children's children. It's not by just having a job, so you're just thinking that I'll just go get a job. If you don't have an education, where are you going to work? $10 an hour, you can't support yourself. You can't afford to support your family. On $10 an hour, even $15 an hour, you can't even afford to get insurance to provide for your kids. So you still have to work off the system in order to even do insurance. So our goal is to show you that even if you get a job, still have a part-time business, because that part-time business will give you the opportunity to be able to put money away for insurance. Have 6 months of finances in the bank, that your rent, all utilities and so forth in the bank, so for 6 months if something was debilitating to hurt you, that you would be able to survive for those 6 months while you get yourself together, or a year or 2 years or whatever. That's our goal, is that we break that cycle of what he was talking about. If you look there, if you've been convicted of a crime, most of us is felonies and some say misdemeanors. If you put that on your application, you think they're going to hire you? No. So you have to have somebody's got to help you get into the door, and then in most cases it's still an entry-level position. So that means that in order to make more money, then you got to go back to your hustle, whatever that hustle was. So our goal is to show you an opportunity, give you an opportunity that you can build a company as big as you want to be, and be able to plan for your future. And still, if you want to get a gig and have the security, if they give you 401k plan, you know that through your own company, that can help you start your own 401k plan. You can have your own 401k plan. You can have your own retirement plan because you're your own company. So that's my soapbox, and that's what it's all about for me. I've got good news for you today that I want to help you to do so. Through Kingdom Business, that's our goal. My mission and commission is to help folks that are in the church, outside the church, to become wealthy. God has given us the ability to get wealth to establish His covenant. And His covenant is for us to be able to help people. It's to sow and build the kingdom. That this church needs some money. So if we have money, we'll be able to sow. We'll be able to help to, our kids need shoes, our kids need bikes, our kids need teeth, our families need these things, and having your own business gives you the ability to do so. If you work on a job, no matter how much you work, there's going to always be a ceiling. But in your own business, there's no ceiling because it's up to you. If you want more money, you work a little bit harder. If you need more customers, I know that for me, that if I need more money, I'll stay up later, get on the internet, get on the telephone, send some emails, send some texts, whatever I got to do to drum some more business. And because I laid the foundation, I've understood the principle of business, and also the principle of sowing and reaping, that I sow. I teach a lot, and I don't charge for it. So I reap because the doors are open to me. There's that law of reciprocity. So we're going to teach you those principles so that way you too can get wealth to establish. We have developed a program that will help you in several areas. The first area is develop a plan. Most of us, and I asked this question on Tuesday night, and I'm going to change it just a little bit. Can we get to Chicago only taking the 10 freeway?
No.
Right, and the answer is absolutely not. So since we know
You can
that,
get to Texas though.
you can get to Texas,
You
right?
can get to Texas.
Right. And then when he gets to the other side of Texas,
I don't know.
it changes to 20. So we have to know in our future how many of us want to be able to retire someday and not have to worry about anything. Well, that means you got so how much is it going to take for you to retire?
$1.5 million.
Right.
$2 million.
Something like that, absolutely. So anything less than that, then you're in poverty. You can't, so say for instance, you work 30 years on a job, you end up with your 401k plan, you get probably a couple $100,000 in your 401k plan. So that means you got to break that out for the next 15 or 20 years so you retire at 65. So you break that down, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 that you put in your retirement, that's not enough to live on for the rest of your life. So you still got to go back and get a job. So why not now start a business, parlay that business into something where it runs itself, which we'll talk about that another day, but that runs itself so that way even if you do have a job, you got double income. That double income will allow you, one, that you stock away, that you put away for retirement, you put away for a future, put away for vacations or whatever, and the other you live off of. And the other is a business plan. Because those that fail to plan to fail. And so it doesn't have to be a big, full business plan, but a plan that will help you guide yourself to where you want to go. That's one of the challenges you're having right now. You don't have a plan. You know what you want to do, but you don't have a written plan. So what happens is God honors a written plan. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, run it upon tablets that they that read it can take it and run with it, right? So one of the people that read is you. You can get up, who saw Jerry Maguire before? Wow, have you seen Jerry Maguire? That's an awesome movie, to a certain extent. Jerry Maguire it was a cool movie because what happened was, Jerry Maguire was working for a sports sports agency. And in that sports agency, he ate this bad piece of pizza, got sick, in the middle of the night he got this epiphany about changing a business plan for the business, right? So he stayed up all night, stayed up the next day, wrote this plan out. Took it to his boss and got fired. And the reason he got fired was because that plan was not for him, it was for himself. He ended up, out of him writing the plan, the vision that he saw was for him to give more customer service for his people. And so you need a plan of action, you need a life plan. Because in that life plan gives you a guide for where you want to be in 2 years in your life, where you want to be in a year, where you want to be in 6 months, and you set goals and strategies of how you're going to reach there. If you want to be a millionaire, then how many dollars you got to make $1 million? And that's what you do. And then you sit down every day, okay, I need to, just like here, you have a quota that you should be making, right? You want to make somebody, you said like 10, how many guys want to make, how many are you supposed to make a day? How many turnovers are you supposed to do? 10, right? So that means out of 10, you can at least do 300 calls, right? How many? More?
1,500 calls right now.
Right. To do that. So it's a numbers game. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. All right, we want to help you develop a business. And the reason being, as I've been saying earlier, there's no jobs. And so I'm saying is right now you have a job and it's cool, but the most you can make on this side, you would say is how much? 500? A week, we'll say? If that? What about on the other side? Not much more?
Big
It's more.
things.
It's more.
Huh?
It's more, just don't know how much more.
Okay, yeah, but it's not much more. Based upon, yeah, it's not a whole lot more. So based upon that if you can make $50,000, $60,000 a year doing your own thing, setting your own hours, would you do it? Right, because right now you're doing almost the same thing. All right, we're going to help you to generate some income because that's what it's all about for us. If you have more, you can do more. You can provide for your family. So when your kids call, when your family call, you'll have it to help them out. And when you leave here, you'll have money to get your own apartment, to get your own house, and you'll be on the road towards success. How does it work? I'm glad you asked. For those who like to start their own business, I've set up something where you start selling online products. Because, you know, who has enough money right now to start their own business? The right way. Most of us don't. So what I've been able to do is compile and set up an online store as well as a bunch of online resources, a bunch of offline resources. I'm a business developer, so I help people start their own business. So like, for instance, I was sharing with him the other day that you are a marketing consultant. And as a marketing consultant, it's not just online products, because he specializes in web design and SEO stuff and a couple other things that he does as well. But when you're sitting down with a client, for instance, so just like you guys, what if you call everybody and you were able to sell not just insurance, which you can't do on this one, because, you know, you can't do this one, but just in general, that what if you were able to call and say, okay, you're not interested in this, but I do have this. For instance, I have a product you guys can't do yet, but the ones that are not necessarily part of the home can. As I mentioned earlier, I'm in the entertainment industry, and this is the first of its kind that actually works. It's an alcohol metabolizer, and that this is one of the major products that we sell, because in folks that are drinking, you take the solution. It's a 2-hour shot like this, and 15 minutes after you're drinking, you're sober. Now, we're not condoning drinking, but drunk driving can be less because the person can get home safe. And so this is one of the products that we have, which we have a little more. So you sell that, right? So it'll be something that you can sell online. For instance, not for y'all to go back and relapse. Let me say this, not for y'all to go back and relapse.
Test that? Is there any
No.
Can I test that theory?
No,
products?
no. God will get me, your pastor will get me,
We're just testing the
and your
product.
family will get me. So no, I wasn't going to show it, but I just kind of want to show you that it's not just online products that we do. We have purses and clothing. We set up corporations, and all the products and services that we have, there's commission behind. So it's not just that. We also have a box that you have your internet box where you have Roku and you have your cable stations kind of stuff. Well, this box will get all your pay-per-view channels, all your movie channels, one-time fee. So could you sell that? Right, most of us could, because for one-time fee, instead of paying $9 a month or paying $100 a month with the cable networks or Vios or something like that, then you can sell this product. So we have tons and tons and tons of products that we put together that, based upon you finding your specialty and you market it, you can make 20, 25, 30% commission on what you sell. Yes,
Does
sir.
that product work with drugs?
No. Alcohol.
Just asking.
Yeah, alcohol, sorry, alcohol only.
I know a bunch of people who use that.
Right. But see, man, can you turn it off?